For more on the UAAP Season 78 Volleyball Tournament, kasama natin ang analyst na sina Eric Tapan and former LaSalle superstar Michelle Gumabao. Guys, welcome to the score. And thanks for being here. Siguro, let's start it off with Michelle. Ladies first. So far, ano yung assessment mo of Season 78, especially sa women's volleyball?
For me, the women's volleyball this year is very competitive. And nakikita talaga natin how high school teams prepared for the UAAP because almost all the rookies right now, each team has a good set of rookies. So you can really see, as of now, the future of the UAAP if you watch them play. It's really, really fun to witness it from our standpoint because I love playing, but I also love watching and being just a spectator of the sport. So it's a different view naman for me, but it's exciting as well.
Talking about being on the other side, Michelle, no? You're a three-time UAAP champion. Paano yung naging transition mo? How did you adjust? How is it like ngayong first year mo dito sa panel covering the UAAP?
It was a different adjustment at first, but I just talked like how I would play the game, or I just related myself inside the court while watching them. And of course, before when I was playing, I would always listen also to what the analysts would say about me. So from there, I just also described how the game was going and try to put myself in their situation.
That's great. Punta naman tayo kay kasamang Eric. Kasamang Eric, you've covered the UAAP volleyball for the past few years. How do you assess itong umpisa? Lalo na ngayon, Ateneo is at 4-0, LaSalle and NU very close, parehong 3-1. What is your assessment?
Well, first of all, this is the only season where, for the first time, I mean, day number 1, I received a text message from Ian Laurel telling me at 10 a.m. they were covering the men's game that to come early because wala nang parking. That is an indication of how much it has become popular compared to when we started covering the games, or it would be in tiny little gyms, university gyms, and konting-konti lang yung tao. But now it was just the first day of the first round of eliminations, and punong-puno na ng tao. And tulad na nasabi ni Michelle, all the teams have been recruiting extremely well. I mean, even UE, they have really boosted their lineup with physically gifted players. They've got a bunch of 5'10" players. Their captain is a rookie, si Celine Domingo. She's about 5'9", 5'10". They've got Seth Rodriguez. Rosel Baliton is like a sophomore or third year. They've got a very physically gifted lineup. So lahat sila umangat, but yun nga, napapag-iwanan pa rin ng UE and they still need to develop. But all the teams are exciting, like what Michelle said. Sabi
mo nga, Michelle, kanina we were talking off-cam. There are a lot of rookies to watch out for. Tell us about yung mga players to watch out for na sinasabi mo might be the next superstars of the league.
Well, of course, Domingo from UE. She's a rookie as well. Molde from UP. I really commend how she's been playing recently, not only in her offense but her defense as well, and how she is a leader of her team. From LaSalle, you always see Tiamzon playing, so she's been performing really, really well as well. And Madi Maday, but she's not a rookie.
She's not a rookie anymore.
But a lot of sophomores as well have been stepping up na last year hindi naglalaro. So for me, they're considered rookies. So ang dami talaga, and sila pa minsan yung nagdadala sa team nila, which is very, very good for the team, for the coaches. You see the talent also of the coaches improving and how they impart their knowledge to their players.
Yung we talked about nga UP. UP right now is at 2-2, FU also at 2-2, Ateneo at 4-0, NU and LaSalle parehong 3-1. How important is it to have a good start? Being a former player, Michelle, gaano ka-importante yon for the teams?
Well, syempre, at the start of the tournament, you want to establish a certain reputation already. And if you're undefeated, then going into the next round, ikaw yung kakatakutan. But syempre, if you're coming from below, you don't want to be affected by that. So, for me, the standings, you have to do well at first, as we all say, start strong. But it's never too late. Until you reach the semifinals or the championships, it's never too late to adjust and to fix whatever is wrong or know your weaknesses. So it's important, but it's not the end of the world, or it's not the end of the season. So you can always bounce back.
Isang sa mga teams, Eric, na have been contending for the past few years. Right now, 3-1. And you, first, last year, they got Coach Roger in the middle of the season. Anong assessment mo sa kanila ngayon? Are they much improved in terms of chemistry?
Well, definitely in terms of chemistry. That's very evident. But more importantly is their mindset. They now come into a game believing in themselves, believing that they can beat an opponent, and they did. They beat one of the elite teams in the UAAP. Michelle is here, but they beat LaSalle last Wednesday. So that was, and they came in as an underdog. Everybody expected LaSalle to win. They were the favorites. Pero NU turned it around, beat LaSalle in 4 sets, and in convincing fashion. NU really controlled the entire match. So that's the biggest step. And I remember Ira Pablo, the courtside reporter of NU, talking about Coach Gorayev trying to instill that belief sa mga players, and it finally worked in season 78.
Subukan natin i-assess quickly yung mga teams. So starting out with Ateneo, Michelle, any weakness you see sa Ateneo?
Weakness will always be inconsistency, but for me, Ateneo has been very consistent in their games, although their weakness is their reception. So yun yung siguro what I've been also reporting on as an analyst whenever I would cover their games, is they've been very lax with their reception, but they've been, as you can watch them, as you go on per game, they've been improving, but it's not like last year. They really dropped their statistics when it comes to reception.
What about for LaSalle, NU, UP, FU, those right under Ateneo? Ano sa tingin nyo yung, what do they need to improve on?
Well, I'll give Michelle the chance to answer for LaSalle, of course. I mean, this is a team that you're very familiar with.
For LaSalle, I think it's they're also experiencing a loss when it comes to one of their players because Demisilio hasn't been playing and she was the first 6 last year. But the rookies have been stepping up. So maybe on the rookies, more maturity and more aggressiveness for everyone and for the whole team, and to just be consistent in every game and in every performance.
Eric, NU?
NU definitely keep it up. And again, we toss around the word consistency or inconsistency. For NU, it's just consistency. If they can get Jaja to perform the way she does, and then yung setting and their, again, confidence going into the court and having that swagger, they'll definitely be a contender this year, maybe Final Four. UP, nung simulang laban pa lang nila, nabanggit ni Nina Alvia, yung courtside reporter, na Coach Jerry is targeting Final Four, even Finals.
Yeah.
So, mataas yung kumpiyansa niya sa koponan niya, and rightfully so. Nabanggit mo yung mga si Isa Molde, Diana Carlos, we forgot to mention, but extremely talented rookies. So, maraming chances for UP to really go far in season 7-8.
Michelle, any teams that tingin mo pwede maging dark horse, can be a surprise, make a run towards the latter part of the first round or the second round?
I think all the teams, because right now Ateneo is at the top, LaSalle is right behind them, and the rest of the teams have been playing on and off. So we can't, I personally can't see right now what the team is really made of, and what their goal is, or their heart, how to measure their heart, or their eagerness to win the championship. So this since ang daming rookies, the first round parang kapaan pa lang lahat, and trying to feel the competition. So hopefully in the second round, we can see na talaga kung sino yung mas nakakaangat na team amongst the rest.
So babalik nga tayo dun sa sinabi mong whichever team yung mas magiging consistent, yun yung talagang malaking chance na mag-run. Quickly going to the men's division, NU, Ateneo, UP, and Adamson, all with 3-1 records. Eric, anong masasabi mo ngayon na even the attention to men's volleyball is at an all-time high?
Yeah, definitely. Ateneo really is bringing a lot, and that's spilling over from the women's division. Ateneo's getting a lot of attention, but in terms of consistency, they're not as like their women's counterparts. Natalo sila ng Adamson, and Adamson is the only team that's been beating Ateneo since last season. So it's that's a more open race compared to the women's division, because yun nga, nabanggit mo ilan yung tied at the top. But it's a very exciting competition tournament na a lot of people are getting into already since we started, covering it, 1 game a day.
Yeah. So sige, I will spare you guys first, the Final Four prediction. We'll reserve that for the second round. Eric, Michelle, thank you for coming on The Score. It was a pleasure. I'm sure there will be a lot more interesting stories to talk about as we enter the latter stages of the tournament.
For more sports updates, keep watching The Score. And don't forget to subscribe.